Welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very exciting episode of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales 101. So even though we've been in a little bit of a news drought recently relating to Miles Morales PS5, there are still quite a bit of other interesting factors occurring for other superhero games, like that of Marvel's Avengers and the upcoming 2 DC games of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and of course the WB Montreal Batman game. Where of course this upcoming weekend will be the final beta launch for Marvel's Avengers before its worldwide release on September 1st and September 4th, as well as the much anticipated DC Fandom event, which will showcase both the Rocksteady Suicide Squad game and the WB Montreal Batman game. So if you would like to see me play more of the Marvel's Avengers beta this weekend, as well as see my reactions to the 2 upcoming DC games, feel free to let me know in the comments section down below, because I would be more than happy to do so. But out of all the other superhero games coming out, the main one that I have my eyes set on, as well as I'm sure all of you do as well, is none other than Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. And surprisingly enough, today, PlayStation decided to reveal some brand new features that will be included on all their upcoming first-party titles, where specifically we did receive some insight as to exactly how each game will control using the DualSense controller tailored to the PS5, as well as fully displaying exactly how these controls are going to make these games truly a next-gen experience. Now, initially, this article summarized a brand new PlayStation 5 advertisement which was trying to showcase the full power of the PS5 and exactly how immersive each new game will be on said console. Which, in case you forgot, this is mainly in relation to the brand new features that the DualSense controller will have at its disposal. And for the DualSense controller in particular, this mainly includes haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio. And again, while there are other games within this article that do break down exactly how they are going to use the DualSense controller to the game's advantage, we're mainly going to break down the very interesting features that do relate to Miles Morales. And coming straight from the mouth of the game's creative director Brian Horton, he does go on to state that the haptic feedback precision allows us to do all sorts of new things. In Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, we'll be hinting to players which direction attacks are coming from by providing haptic feedback from the appropriate direction on the DualSense wireless controller. And I don't know about you guys, but if I had to take an educated guess, I would assume that Brian is potentially referring to exactly how Miles' spider sense will work in-game. And knowing that the DualSense controller is going to make it that much more immersive is surely going to be an extremely engaging experience. But as Brian goes on to ask, what does it feel like to use Miles' stealth ability? How does a Venom Blast feel? Because of the high resolution of DualSense wireless controller's haptic system, we can really push the dimensionality of the feedback. For instance, as you hold down square to do a Venom Punch, you feel Spider-Man's bioelectricity crackle across from the left side of the controller, culminating in the right side on impact. So again, one of the biggest aspects about this next-gen leap from the PS4 to the PS5 is exactly showcasing how immersive these controls are going to be when playing these brand new games. And seeing how much detail is actually being inputted within this game's controls, primarily in the example of Miles' Venom Blast, it makes me that much more hyped to see exactly how this will apply to other features that we can do within Miles' game. And if that's just a taste as to how encapsulating Miles' Venom Blast and stealth abilities will be in this game, I can only imagine as to how absolutely incredible it's going to feel when web swinging throughout the city. And if these small insights are any indication as to how that might feel like, I can assure you that we are in for one hell of a good time. Now, alongside of this new information relating to the DualSense controller's abilities, we also have a brand new statement coming directly from the head of the PlayStation 5 marketing department, claiming that this is going to be the best lineup of games in the history of PlayStation, with more reveals to come in the following weeks. Like we know already, both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, as well as Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, are indeed scheduled to release in holiday 2020. And while it was potentially leaked that both Miles Morales and the PlayStation 5 are going to launch exactly on November 20th, we still don't have official confirmation from PlayStation themselves as to whether or not this is accurate. Although, given this newest statement coming directly from the head of PlayStation marketing, Eric Lempel, it doesn't seem like we're going to have to wait that much longer for upcoming information. As it states in the article, commenting on PS5's ad campaign as a whole, Lempel said it had been a massive challenge on every front, due to ongoing restrictions imposed by the pandemic. The nice thing is that we're pulling it together. We will launch this year. That will happen. and from my end, we will absolutely make sure that we will bring all of the magic and all the excitement of launches that we have had in the past. We are still committed to doing that. It's more challenging than ever, but our gamers expect a lot from us. It's a chance to celebrate the beginning of a new generation. And as it was reportedly claimed from Sony themselves, which did come from an article at Bloomberg, is that the next announcement regarding the PlayStation 5 is expected to arrive sometime later this month in August. Now, as for whether or not this upcoming news could relate to a PlayStation State of Play or just a simple PlayStation blog post is yet to be determined. However, no matter when the news is delivered or exactly how they go about doing it, I will still be here to report on it firsthand. But simply knowing that we are approaching holiday 2020 with each passing day is something that I truly get excited about every time I think about it. But with all that said, everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about these new features on the PlayStation 5 for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and how exactly the DualSense controller will be utilized? It may seem like a small detail in the grand scheme of things, but if Insomniac are truly able to utilize the max potential of the DualSense controller with Miles Morales' own game, this is surely going to make for the most immersive Spider-Man experience ever put within video game form. And whenever Insomniac actually decides to showcase gameplay of Miles Morales in action, that is definitely going to be a day to remember. But until that time comes, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy. And without further ado, peace out.
The PS5 allows us to have a fully seamless experience from beginning to end. We take full advantage of the DualSense controller with haptic feedback, and with ray trace reflections, the city comes to life.